Hi friends, today we're going to draw a mouse. So what you're going to need is a piece of paper. You're going to need a writing utensil. I like to draw with marker, but if you're not comfortable with marker, a pencil will do just fine. And you're going to need some crayons and markers. All right, before we get started on the drawing, let's write on the back. So flip your paper over on the back, and I want you to write a few words. We're going to write the word pray. P-R-E-Y. Prey is the animal that the predator eats. Okay, so write the word prey and write the word predator. Predator is the hunter. Okay, so you're going to have prey and you're going to have predator written on the back. And so I'll tell you about that later on. So flip your paper over. You can draw it vertical, very tall, or horizontal. I'm going to draw mine horizontal, but I will be turning my paper because I like to turn my paper when I draw. All right, so let's draw the mouse. Here we go. See, I told you I was going to turn my paper. I'm going to start on the bottom here and draw the letter V. This is going to be the mouse's mouth or nose. So go ahead and draw a V and put a circle on the end. Now I'm going to turn my paper again. Okay, so this is the mouse's mouth head area, and that's his nose. We can add some whiskers here. Okay, from the top of the V to the bottom of the V, we're going to make a big balloon shape for his body. So I'm going to start at the top of the V and make a big balloon shape. If yours isn't this big, it's okay. That just means your mouse is skinnier than mine. So that's his body. Let's draw their cute tails. Okay, over here by the whiskers, we're going to put a nice dark dot for his eyeball. And then let's draw their big ears. It's like, if you want to turn it this way, it's like a rainbow. They have kind of large ears. So you're just going to draw a rainbow like that. And then up on top, because we can't see the whole thing, but we can see part of his ear. So you're going to draw part of the ear up top. And then we're going to draw his feet, and they're just little ovals here at the bottom. Mouse have little tiny feet. All right, and we need a habitat, whether it's real or pretend. He needs somewhere. He just can't be floating in space. So Miss Cunningham's going to draw some grass down here, like he's walking outside. And remember, mouses are, I guess it's mice. Mice are small, so everything looks big to them. So if I was going to draw a flower, I would start by drawing what looks to me like a tree trunk. But it's a stem to a leaf or a flower. If I want to pretend like these are the petals up there. Okay, so that's the flower. I know it looks really big, but remember, mice are small. Okay. Now it's time to color it in. I have markers and crayons, but if you don't have markers and crayons, that's okay. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about texture. I have just some things that I found around my house. This was what my oranges came in, and I cut it up. And this is just a box I cut. So I'm going to put those two textures over there. Let's start with adding color. Miss Cunningham likes to outline stuff when I color because it just gives it a little bit more interest, and the texture that we're about to do will give it more interest too. So I'm just adding gray lines wherever I want. Do you have to do it like this? No, this is yours. You do it your own way. Let's talk about the texture on the mouse. I could take my gray crayon and color the whole thing gray. That's fine. It would look totally beautiful. But if I took my orange bag that my oranges came in and I put it underneath my mouse and I colored, it gives the mouse a little bit more interest. If you don't have a bag that your oranges came in, sometimes just like if you take your art outside and you go on the concrete makes really cool texture. Sometimes the floors in your houses make good texture. Sometimes chairs at our dining room table make good textures, or I see some people have houses with texture on their wall, so you could take your paper over to your wall and do texture. So it just looks a little bit more interesting than if we were just going to color on the table. Okay, so now my mouse is done. Let's talk about the grass, because I'm going to use the cardboard for the grass. And again, I want to add some interest to it. If I color underneath this mouse, it'll look like it's the shadow of the mouse in the grass. So that'll be pretty neat. And add some texture or add some interest up here on the grass. Okay, now if I take my green crayon and I put the cardboard under where the grass is, see that? And I color, it's going to make the lines of the cardboard. I'm just coloring normal. See? I got the lines of the cardboard on there. And now I can finish filling in the flower. We're going to take our time, do our very best on this so we can hang it up on our wall or our refrigerator. Let's do his little pink nose. All right, to add interest in the background, I'm going to make it a windy day. Draw all these windy lines swirling around our mouse. And then if I just take my blue crayon and I color on top of it, you can still see the windy lines. You do not have to do the background like Miss Cunningham. If you want to put him in a hole underground or inside a house maybe, wherever you want to put your mouse, but he's got to have a background or a habitat because he can't just be floating in space. I like how the blue lines are blending in a little bit with my crayon. It's not really standing out too good. So that's kind of cool because you have to look really hard to see the blue windy lines. Okay, now let's flip it over. On the back, remember we wrote prey and predator. The prey is the mouse. So let's write the word mouse. M-O-U-S-E, mouse. Now let's remember a predator. I'm not writing it because I don't want to give it away, but think about a predator from the book. And you're going to write it right there.